Willkommen zurück bei Vampyr. Wir reden jetzt mit der Gönnerin, was uns ja erzählt wurde von Dr. Swansea, glaube ich, war es.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Swansea hat anscheinend ein Faible für
So it
Vampire.
seems our Dr. Swansea does indeed have a fascination for creatures of our constitution.
Dr. Swansea is a remarkable man. Dedicated, one might say, obstinate? He spent years compiling our bestiary.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
You are aware that I too know the thirst for the scarlet nectar.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Vor allem kann ich nicht verstehen, warum im Test gesagt wird, dass die Gesichtsanimationen ein bisschen, ja, hölzern sind. Schon, aber im Vergleich zu einem Mass Effect Andromeda, woran bedeutend mehr Leute arbeiten, ist das hier ja schon Creme de la Creme. Mit Harriet reden. Kenne ich Harriet denn? Du könntest eine Klatschtante sein. Du siehst aus, wenn du schwanger wärst, aber du bist einfach nur alt, glaube ich. Ein Beutel voller Ramsch.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you
Aber
on
das
the
wissen wir doch
next
schon. Mehr oder weniger. Glaube ich.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Ich wollte jetzt nicht sagen, sind Sie der Erpresser? Das ist ja ein bisschen direkt, oder?
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Warum auch? Was machen Sie beruflich? Ja, wahrscheinlich ist er Metzger.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Ach, gib den Jungen Keks.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Dann soll er noch
We'll
12
talk
Stunden
again
schlafen
later.
und dann ist alles wieder gut. So, ich weiß ja, dass, ja, wo ist sie? Die Dame hier. Oh, ich will nicht mit dir reden.
Evening, Doc.
Goodbye for now.
Ich will an dieses... Genau, da wollte ich ran. Vor allem, wir haben Jetzt mal nicht bei den Schmerzen gesehen. Claycocks heilen gegen Erschöpfung. Hatten wir nicht noch die Bürgermission? Hier. Finde heraus, wer sie ausspioniert. Da haben wir keine Untersuchung. Das sind übrigens die 4 Bezirke, wo wir den Leuten helfen können. Und dafür gehen wir jetzt da eine Seite lang. Ach so. Wir haben im Stream ja gespielt gehabt auch. Und im Stream habe ich ein bisschen einen anderen Weg genommen. Deshalb im Stream haben wir nämlich diese Bürgermission für die Verrückte, die denkt, sie wäre ein Vampir, hat man nämlich erledigt. Ich möchte mich mal eben umbewaffnen. Nimm mal lieber den Flock. Oder wir nehmen den Kleffer. Das ist nämlich die Vorbestellerwaffe. Oder beziehungsweise dieses Mini-DLC, was man dazu kaufen konnte. Genauso wie das Schwert, das gehört auch dazu. Da sind die wirklich unglaublich hilfreich. Macht uff. Dann kommen wir mal und begrüßen euch freundlich. Kannst du vielleicht mal aufhören, mir in den Rücken zu schlagen? Ich würde mich gerne dein Blut aussaugen. Danke. Und hör auf, mich anzufackeln. Oh, jetzt hast du meinen Mantel verbrannt leicht. Vom Befehlsstand der Wache von Priven, East End Patrouillen, betreff Vampiraktivität, Krankenhaus, erkunden, untersuchen. Vor 3 Tagen hat einer unserer neuen Rekruten ein Gerücht über eine Vampirin vernommen, die sich im Pembroke Hospital, Londoner East End, verstecken soll. Wir kennen nur ihren Namen. Thelma, ihr habt die Aufgabe, euch unauffällig dorthin zu begeben, alle verdächtigen Aktivitäten bezüglich vorgenannter Blutsaugerin zu beobachten und uns anschließend direkt Meldung zu machen. Wir werden dann entscheiden, was zu tun ist. Das ist vielleicht nicht so schlau, zu denken, dass die wirklich ein Vampir wäre. Für den örtlichen Befehlsstand der Wache von Priven. Also von den letztendlichen Vampirjägern. Wie ist es eigentlich? Kann zwischendurch einfach mal die Sonne aufgehen? Enter at your own risk. Ob ich das schon höre wieder hier, ne? Wilder Sky, Level 18. Ich will jetzt nicht so viel Krach machen. Ja, Level 16, Level 17. Ich will wieder nach Hause.
This is no place for you, sir. Are you stupid? It's a leech!
Was? Unglaublich. Das ging aber schnell. Ich denke, diese Quest ist noch nichts für mich. Ach, von hier komme ich in mein Büro rein. Das ist aber eine schöne Abkürzung. Ich weiß, es gibt 2 Patienten, die ich mit dem Mittel behandeln kann. Gegen Erschöpfung. Drei zusätzliche Schockpunkte, wenn die Waffe trifft.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Tja, wenn das mal so einfach wäre. Dann reden wir erst mit den Leuten im Krankenhaus, um rauszufinden, wer die Dame erpresst. Okay, hier oben ist nichts. Second Floor. Second Floor ist einfach nichts. Hier können wir leider gerade nicht so viel helfen, Howcraft.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
Ach, so hat die ihre Wahnvorstellung bekommen.
You are no vampire. You are a delusional woman, convinced she is something she is not.
How convenient to call delusional anyone who does not share your precious rationale, Dr. Reed.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Waren das schon die persönlichen Fragen, die ich noch offen hatte? Achso, die Qualität des Blutes hat schon das Maximum erreicht. Obwohl noch ein Hinweis offen wäre. Dr. Tippett. Ach, guck mal, wer er ist.
Good
Clay.
evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in the hospital?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Überleben wirklich um jeden Preis, Mr. Cox?
Only the strongest survive, then. Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
Sie sind dort beinahe gestorben, das wissen
That
Sie.
man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
Er ist wirklich ein ganz schönes Arschloch.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
Mhm.
The police may be slow, but they will find you eventually.
Well, how come you didn't turn me in then? Nah, Doc, I figure you have something to hide so you can't ask the coppers for help.
Hinweis fehlgeschlagen.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And Also, weaknesses that can be exploited.
How long?
I know that
The police may...
Well, that come...
Ja, okay. Ich hätte anders entscheiden müssen, um da eine Information rauszubekommen im Dialog. Aber verzieh dich. Was ein Arsch, ey. Lauschen. Drücke V, um deinen Vampirsinn zu aktivieren. Wenn sich ein Bürger verdächtig verhält, schlägt sein Herz schneller und leuchtet, indem du ihn anschaust. Schaltest besondere Interaktionen frei.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Was für ein Problem hat der denn in seinem Hintern? Das Boot ist auch weg? Finde den Gangster in der Kanalisation. Kanalisation. Haben die nicht irgendwas am Anfang noch vom Rattenkönig geredet?